Good morning. Thanks for tuning in for junior and senior high devotions today. We're going to kick it off by talking about letters. Now, letters have been written for communication, for sending nice messages to each other for centuries. Now we have letters we can send, cards, you can send a text or send an email. But it's a way to let people know that you're thinking about them because it takes some intentional time. When you write a physical letter, something to be put in the mail, you have to sit down, write it out, or in our case, sometimes type it out, but print it out and then send it to someone. It means you're thinking about them. It means that you want them to have an experience where they're either surprised or maybe expecting it, but they are getting a nice message from you. Think about when you've received a birthday card with a nice message inside from family or friends. It's a wonderful thing to know that people are thinking about us, that they care about us, and that they've taken the time to send us a message. Now, I said people have been sending messages for a long, long time, and that's definitely the case in our Bible. There's a whole section of the New Testament where the Apostle Paul and some other folks wrote letters, and they're called epistles. And so I wanted to share the beginning of one of those epistle letters from Paul with you. This is from the book of Philippians, the first chapter, and I'm going to read verses 3 to 11. I thank my God every time I remember you, constantly praying with joy in every one of my prayers for all of you, because of your sharing in the gospel from the first day until now. I am confident of this, that the one who began a good work among you will bring it to completion by the day of Jesus Christ. It is right for me to think this way about all of you, because you hold me in your heart. For all of you share in God's grace with me, both in my imprisonment and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel. For God is my witness, how I long for all of you with the compassion of Christ Jesus. And this is my prayer, that your love may overflow more and more with knowledge and full insight to help you determine what is best, so that in the day of Christ you may be pure and blameless, having produced the harvest of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ for the glory and praise of God. Now, I love this part of Philippians, especially those beginning words. I thank my God every time I remember you, constantly praying with joy in every one of my prayers for all of you. Now, that's a wonderful message that is written to the people in Philippi. And so when we're writing a letter, when we're showing gratitude, we're thanking people. I thank God every time I think of you. And so that's a wonderful thing to do. Give thanks. And in this letter, Paul is showing the people that he is writing to that he thinks about them, that he prays for them as a way of thanks, and that he wants to show them all of this care and love through his letter. Now, Paul isn't going through an easy time while he's writing. He's imprisoned, and still he takes the time to write to the different churches all around so that they know that Paul cares about them, cares about their life of faith, and that he wants them to keep going in the witness of the gospel. And in return, I'm sure people cared about Paul and thought about him and prayed for him. And so there are wonderful moments in here where Paul says, I pray for you constantly, I hold you in my heart. And then there is this communication that they are together in the mission of the gospel. And so that beginning line of being thankful is what I'd like to focus on today. We did a food challenge, and I'm so thankful for all of you, for all of your participation. And now we're going to focus on thanking people. During the time of pandemic that we're going through, there's a group of people that have been doing so much hard work, and they're called essential workers. These are all sorts of folks, like people who keep businesses open that are needed every day, like heating and plumbing, electricians, people who work in hospitals, our EMT, firemen, and police, teachers who are continuing to educate you, even people like delivery drivers, people who own restaurants, and our postal workers who are making sure messages can still get out to each other and also delivering a lot of things to folks. So there are many people that we could think of to thank right now. So that's what we're going to do for the next 3 Sundays, is think of people we can thank and send them a card, send them a note. There's even ways to thank folks online. If you have someone in your family who is a military service member, they're essential to us as well. Think of people who are important in your life, or people that you may not know, but provide that essential work, that essential service to you. And then each Sunday, or at some point during the week, sit down and write 2, maybe 3, or maybe as many as 5 to 10 cards, but it's really up to you. I'd encourage you though to write at least 2 each Sunday. And again, there's a long, long list. It could be our local police, local hospital workers, doctors and nurses, people at school, including your administration, and all sorts of folks who do that essential work. We can also recognize our people at grocery stores, the stores you're frequenting every day. And I know a lot of you might like to pick up special coffees and things like that. Those folks are essential workers too. So take some time this week to sit down, make a list of who you'd like to thank during these next few weeks. And then again, work on writing a letter, getting a card or making one, and sending a note of gratitude, a note of thanks to those folks. Gratitude is a special thing, and we can pray for each other in gratitude and give thanks to God for gifting us with these amazing people in our life. So I thank you for watching, and I thank you for being you and going through these devotions with me. Take care this week, and we'll see you again soon.